Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming to hang out with me today. If you're new here, welcome. Writing season is upon us, you guys. We are closing out Preptober, getting into the novel writing month of November. Good stuff is on its way, and I am so freaking stoked for it. So I am here today to share with you guys a couple of things. Let's back up a bit. If you do not know, I am a published author, and November is typically National Novel Writing Month. It's not just that space in between spooky season and Christmas where we have to throw a turkey in the oven at some point. It's where authors like me frantically come together and attempt to write 50,000 words before the turkey timer dings at the end of the month in November. And I love it. I love the community around it. I love the challenge. I love the inspiration and the motivation. It's just awesome. I love it so much. Yes, I do write all the rest of the year as well, but there's just something so magical and motivating in the month of November, knowing that a lot of other people are working toward the same goal as you on a fast pace. It's just been a lot of fun. It's always been a great thing. This year, however, a lot of people are choosing to step away from the specific National Novel Writing Month organization. Their official website and platform. They've had some drama, some issues, and a lot of people are stepping away from that, which is totally great. I myself have personally just done my own thing for the month of November for many years, way like back in 2012, 2013. I used the website just for their tracker, but long since then, I've just stuck to pen and paper. This year, with so many people stepping away, there's a lot of smaller, close-knit groups popping up all over the place, which I think is great. A lot of authors who write similarly are coming together. A lot of different people and branches of authortube are getting together, making their own spaces and places and trackers and planners. Totally cool. I was just going to continue to do my own thing, just carry on as I have been. But then I started thinking specifically about my little community, my Facebook group, and the incredible women on my Discord group. And we've been through some stuff this year. We've been through it. And we've all been trying to just claw at our goals, just grab for our goals and dreams through all of the things that we've been experiencing. We're still going after it. We're not giving up. So I thought that I would create a season of stories for people like us who want to work at our own pace, maybe not fly at breakneck speed in the month of November this year, and just give it our best shot. So I came up with that. I came up with a season of stories. I created a workbook and planner and some other little perks and packets to go along with that. And I have shared this over on the Facebook group, and I'm going to share it today with you as we talk about what I'm going to be writing in November, the notebooks and planners I'm taking along with me, all that good stuff. So grab yourself a little beverage, a little snack, and let's hang out. So really quick, before we take a look through that workbook and planner for a season of stories, I want to share with you guys the notebooks and planners I'm going to be taking along with me in November to write a novel and stay on task, on track, and on top of things in my life. We're not going to go too into these because I've shared this 1,000 times on my channel already, but just in case someone is new here or you're looking for ideas and things to bring along with you in November to write that novel, I just wanted to share. So right on top here, we have my Stalogy notebook. This is my plotting notebook. The setup for this is already up on my channel. You guys, I love this so much. This is basically, like I said, a plotting notebook, but brain dumping, character building, world building, magic systems, all that stuff. I just kind of throw it all in here in a brain dump style, and it really works for me. So I'm not going to flip through it, obviously, because I did plot novels in here. But like I said, the setup is already up on my channel. This is the inside cover. I love it so much. I did originally try to set this up with some organization, like a system where to put things. That went off the rails, and I find that works so much better. So a brain dump notebook is always really great. If you do all digital, totally cool, no judgment whatsoever. Even if you're still on that NaNoWriMo platform and using their trackers and all that stuff, again, no judgment, totally cool. I just really wanted to share the pen and paper side of this in case people are looking for new ideas. So plotting notebook, gotta have one. The next thing that comes with me literally through everything I experience, my BFF, my ride or die for writing books, gotta have it, can't live without it, my passion planner daily. You guys, if you've been here for a minute, you know how I feel about this. I love it so much. I'm not going to trade it for anything, for everything, for the world. It's just the best. Without it, I probably still would not have my first published novel finished already. I gotta have it. In the past, this is where I tracked my daily life, my to-dos, errands, chores, appointments, all that stuff. But this year, I'm using it just for my writing, and I love it. In the month of November, it's going to be a daily planner again, but still just for my writing. You may have seen on my channel that I set this up for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that I just do my at-home writing retreats on those weekends and track it in here. But for November, since I'm going to be doing hopefully a lot more writing, I'm going to just use the daily pages and track it that way. So over here in the space of infinite possibility, it's just, again, for brain dumps and notes and things like that. Yes, I am probably doubling up on the things that are also going to go in the plotting notebook, but I really need that. I need a lot of pen on paper. I need a lot of transferring what's in my brain out on paper repetitively for it to stick. I don't know why I do this to myself, but there's lots of mystery in the books that I write, and then there's always a countdown for whatever reason. There's a time limit, there's a scramble. So I want to make sure that I'm in the right days, hours, minutes, time where things need to happen, but we're still arriving in the time and place when we need to. So those things all get tracked over here. My writing sprints get tracked down here, and then I use this space for notes or anything else that I need. And then also to take care of myself, like the self-maintenance and the mood and things like that. I still leave that in here for my writing. I have lots of planner setup videos of this for my writing specifically up on my channel already, if you want to check those out. But in the month of November, I am going to share a lot more of these as well. The last planner I am bringing along with me next month is my A5 Rings planner. This is my daily planner. And you guys, this is something I set up for myself in the month of September, so fairly recent, and I'm loving it. I have simplified and streamlined my planner life, and it's working so well for me. So I'm going to set this up again for November, and I will share with you guys how I'm going to be using this in conjunction with my writing, keeping my daily life and my writing all together, and hopefully staying on top of everything. One thing that is very important to me when I'm writing is to not spend my creativity elsewhere, to not use it all up. That might sound kind of strange, but it's a real thing, I promise you. As a storyteller and a sticker addict, I love to tell little stories with my stickers. I can't just slap something down that relates to the day or whatever. I have to have something that's a little bit creative. And it's super important to me to use my creativity in writing, especially in the month of November. And I need to minimize the creativity in the stickers. So this is really going to be helpful for me. I'm going to do the bare minimum for decorative, but still make it cute and keep it super simple. I'll have a separate video for how to simplify your planner life, how to make all of this work for you, coming up real soon if you guys want to hang out for that as well. So keep an eye out. But those are the planners and notebooks that are coming along with me. Like I said, already have videos up if you want to check them out on how I use all this stuff. Now we are going to flip through the Season of Stories workbook and planner. I want to show you guys this for a number of reasons. Like I said, it's over on the Facebook group, and you are invited and more than welcome to come over there to hang out with us, to grab one. We're going to be doing lots of stuff in November, sprints and support and all kinds of things to get us, I don't want to say through writing because it's going to be a lot of fun and it's not a chore, but just to be supportive and helpful. We've built a little community over there, so you are warmly invited. But I also wanted to share it with you guys because it's super simple. And if you want to do your own thing, if you have left the digital tracking of NaNoWriMo and you just want to do your own thing at home, and sort of just stick to yourself, that's totally fine. And I want to share this with you so you can have some resources. You can create this really easily with pen and paper and a notebook. I worked really hard on this, put a lot of hours in, but there's a lot of extras in here. Like you can make your own without the photos and the fonts and all the extra stuff. You can make it really easily, I promise. So let's go ahead and go through mine. Oh, also, I blew this up. I made this really big so that you guys could see it on camera. The one that I have provided over in the Facebook group is smaller and it's not as like blurry and stretched out. Anyways, here's the cover. Obviously, gotta have a super cute cover. Then we go into the first page, which is the setup page, basically. Your project title, your word count goal, and your daily word count target. So like I said, this is for those of us who gotta slow it down and we cannot operate at breakneck speed in the month of November. Or even if you want to go for that 50,000 still, or if you want to be an overachiever, you can still totally use this. But for me, I do need to slow down. It's been a rough 4 years. It's been a rough year and there's a lot still going on in my life. While I would love to have a novel out, I had a goal of having 2 or 3 out this year. I don't know that that's going to happen and that's okay. I just have to accept that and not give up and keep going. If you're in that same place, yeah, I feel you. So Shards of Stars book 2 is the book that I'm going to be working on. My word count goal for November is 30,000 words, which means I need to write 1,000 words a day. The next page we have is a November calendar. This is basically to sort yourself out and work with a realistic schedule. So the number of days you're available to write, the number of flex days, and the number of days unavailable. So for flex days, I put that for things like families coming for Thanksgiving and you're going to want to visit with them, or you're traveling for Thanksgiving. And you still might have some wiggle room in there, but you're going to look at that as a potentially not available to write day at all. Then once we do this, once we figure out our realistic schedule, what we've got going on, then we can figure out exactly how many days we have left to write and where we need to double up on our word count. So example, for me, my husband usually has Thanksgiving and the Friday after off of work, and we love to hang out together as a family. On the Friday after Thanksgiving, we put up the Christmas tree. I know, I love it though. When I undecorate for Halloween, my house looks entirely unlived in. So yeah, I jump almost right into Christmas. Anyway, so I would block out the 28th and 29th, which means I need to write 2,000 words on Wednesday or Saturday, or however, I would need to double up in my word count somewhere. Then that way, when we get to the end of the month and we stuck to our consistent 1,000 words every day, we're not going to wonder why we're short because we missed a few days. So, you know how to fill out a calendar. Next up, we have the rewards to earn page. This is really fun. Again, I stretched it out, blew it up so you guys could see it really well. On the one that I printed for everyone over in the Facebook group, the lines match and the boxes line up. This is totally fine for me though, because mine's just going to say Dutch Bros all the way down. But if, I just think it's fun to earn rewards. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be a new car at the end if you write the novel. The reward is writing the novel, or at least making a really good, my camera doesn't want to focus on that, at least making a really good effort toward it. Gosh, I'm going to have to turn this page. It doesn't want to focus. But you can do something like eating a piece of candy, going and get a coffee, watching an episode of your favorite show, that sort of thing. Next, we have a storyboard. So this is basically a vision board. You could put photos of your characters or draw your characters. You could do inspiration from Pinterest that is something similar to your world building or something like that. Maybe you could sketch cover ideas for your dream cover, anything at all, just a fun little vision board. Down here you could write things or motivational quotes or stuff about your novel. It's just a dream board, a storyboard. Really like that one. Next up, we have a scene checklist. So this is one of the pages that I created that can be printed many times, and I wanted to include this one in my packet for a couple of reasons. So this can either be your scene checklist for what's coming up, the scene that you want to write next, characters that you need to have in your scene, maybe mystery clues or red herrings that you want in your scene. You could list those out. Or this can be an after the novel writing month paper that you hang on to for editing. So if you've written scenes, but you need to go back in and include dialogue, this can be something where you write out the scene and then where you need to go back and put in the dialogue and then check it off once you've done that in the editing process. Then we have a story in pixels. I love trackers, you guys, and I love multiple trackers in the month of November. I just like to see my progress, and I like it to be colorful and cute as evidence and a reward. That's just how my brain works. So I did a story in pixels for you guys, and this could be something, however hard you want to work on your novel. This could be a box that you fill. This is an 11 by 11. So you could do one for every 100 words, one for every 50 words, one for every 500 words. If you do one for every 1,000, holy moly, overachiever, but that's still cool. So I just love a good tracker, and this one is always fun and colorful. Next up is the playlist. So I do my playlist differently for novel writing. Up here, I will write the song and the artist, but then underneath, I always write the scene, the chapter, or the character that it's attached to. This is good for in the moment, but it's also something that's really great to have as a memory to look back on for a song in a moment or a character or a scene. I just love it as sort of like a keepsake as well as a tracker. Next up, another fun one, you guys. I do this every year for NaNoWriMo and for camp, and I love it. It's one for every 1,000 coloring page, and I wanted to make something really cute, so I made this fun little like fall, but also writer, author book doodle page, and then you just color one in for every 1,000 words that you write, and it's going to be so cute when we're all done. I love it. Then we have a Season of Stories daily diary. So I wanted to create one of these in case someone doesn't have a daily planner or a notebook or anything like that, but they still want to keep track of their feelings and emotions around writing or keep track of the things that they need to do, the goals for the next day, anything at all. I just made one of these, and this can be printed over and over and over for anyone who wants that. Or if you do have a notebook and planner, but you want to have this whole packet together as like a keepsake from this specific novel writing month, you could use that too. Next up, we have words by day. Again, this is just a tracker for how many words were written in the day, and then notes about it, maybe how you feel or what you want to work on the next day. And a little motivational picture. Got to have one of these, cute to cut out and put on the wall, in your planner, on your desk, wherever, but you got this. Then we have the sprint tracker. This is probably my favorite page. So I designed this in such a way that over here in the lined boxes, you could put the scene or chapter that you're working on, the act that you're working on, the character that you're anything at all, and then maybe your word count goal. Then you would fill in, color in, check off, X off, whatever, how many different sprints you did. And then over here in the little swoosh, you would put the word count that you got for it. Then at the bottom, you could total up how many sprints you did or how many different scenes or chapters or whatever that you worked on, or the word count that you got for your sprint tracker. Again, something that can be printed over and over depending on how fast you do sprints. I am not a 15 to 25 minute sprinter, so I call mine writing sessions. It takes me a while to really sink into the story and then get going. But most people call them sprints, so I made it like this, and it's totally cool. Then I did just a project planning and notes page again. If someone wants to keep this all together as like a keepsake and not have things in a separate notebook, just a page to write notes. And we end off with the Season of Stories certificate, trophy, plaque, however you want to call it. It's not really a trophy because trophies aren't paper. Anyways, you know what I mean. A Season of Stories 2024 finishing word count. Congratulations, because you win for putting in the effort no matter what your word count was. I love this. Also, a couple of extras that I included that weren't part of the packet, but I love them anyways. Gotta have a weekly meal planner. Meals are super important. Obviously, they're life-sustaining, Alana, but you know what I mean. Planning your meals in November. I personally, as a mama and a housewife, find it important to plan ahead so that, again, I'm not using my creative brain to plot those things out. So I did a weekly meal planner with snacks, of course, gotta have the snacks. And then, yes, I did a season of stories seasoning down at the bottom. You're welcome. Okay, and then the last thing that I did was the season of stories badges. There is a blank one that I provided for people to either create their own if they want badges that are very specific, like specific to their story or world building or characters or whatever. They could make their own. Or you could use the ones that I created for you, cut them out and put them on here each time you earn one. So we have some word count ones and then things like caffeine champion or early morning writer, late night writer, 35,000 words, plot point, overachiever, proud of my efforts, winner, that sort of thing. Like everybody gets a badge and I just love them. Again, they're better quality, not so dark when you print them on the smaller scale that I made them in. But that's all of it, you guys. That's all the goods I need to hopefully write most of a novel in the month of November, other than the actual story in my brain and maybe a laptop and some coffee. But yeah, let me know what you guys are going to be working on, if you're participating in a challenge, if you're going to do your own thing, if you're still hanging out on the NaNoWriMo website. I want to hear from you guys. I want to catch up with you down in the comments below. And like I said, you are warmly welcome and invited to join us over in the Facebook group to grab this packet, the other perks and stuff that's over there, and to spend November with us. We're going to be doing sprints and hangouts and support and other perks and freebies and printables. It's going to be a great time. So you are invited over there. And that's it. I've got to go finish plotting, and that's all. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me for this one, you guys. I will see you in my next one. Tell your dog I said hi. Bye, guys.